Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your hosts, Vertek and Chibi Bree, are back from their latest adventure.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Golden Feather. This week, it's episode 92. This one's called Pizzas, Taverns, and Spies. Oh my. And we have our guest here, Keybindgaming, who is one of our new friends here, and
Yes.
is the reason we named this episode such. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty well.
Fantastic.
Thank you for asking.
Every day
It's
I
a
can pop.
pizza
Yeah,
oven
it's a
guy.
pizza oven guy.
It is you.
Yes, every Friday I can jump in here and see all these happy people. It's a good day.
Mhm.
So, not sure how much of a rundown you got here on the show or how much you're understanding, but we do like to have our guests share a lot about themselves and what they do and where they come from. So, if you could introduce yourself to the viewers here, all of our friends, and just tell us how you found out about Ashes and I don't know, just any random feature that you find super appealing.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Keybind, also known as Keybindgaming on Twitch. Right now, I'm sitting here in Iceland, so it's a bit late. Coffee's out of my blood, so I'm trying to keep active on this. I'm just a boomer gamer, I guess, trying to chill with the young kids. And I kind of just found out about Ashes through actually through Asmongold, believe it or not. I was
Okay.
I was watching one of his streams as I was falling asleep, and he mentioned it, and then I heard that he did a podcast with Steven, like a talk with Steven, and after I heard Steven talk about it, I was sold. Bought access to the Alpha One, and here we are.
And here we are, indeed.
Here we are.
Indeed.
So, slew of questions, as you saw. What made you want to start streaming? Because I know that you said you've only started to stream on Twitch recently.
Believe it or not, I got fired from my job.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's actually a sad story.
Oh.
I lost my grandma,
Hmm.
and and I kind of had to break up with a girl I was seeing because she wasn't like the right one for me. So that happened like in the same month,
Oh no.
and then my work just really dropped, and I had only been working at my that place for a few months, so they just let me go, and so I figured, you know what, I think it's time to try something new, you know, take my other passion, and which was gaming, and just run with it.
Oh yeah, okay, I hear that too. It kind of sounds like almost as if make sure you have it going to output, or I don't know.
I think I just fixed it.
Oh.
Actually, I think so.
Yeah.
Let me know. Am I sounding messed up? It should be good now too.
No, it's fixed. It sounds good to me.
Hoo-ha.
So
Oh my gosh.
Are we okay?
That's a lot. Yeah, you're fine. There's just a small little
I had some-
reverb problem.
Had some audio haywire towards the
Yeah.
beginning of last episode, and I just finally got it kind of fixed before coming in here. There was this one thing I forgot to turn off.
And chat brought it to our attention. Thank you, Reluctant Raven, for
Alright.
letting us
As
know that, but-
always, this is why we keep you guys around. We love you.
Yeah, exactly. Fix our audio problems for us. I'm just kidding. But yes, I am. That's a lot. I'm sorry to hear that. But I did want to say, because I tried to help. I wasn't trying to do it for the fame or anything, but you got to 300 followers shortly after starting streaming, which is amazing. That's a great goal, by the way. And are you hoping to maybe start doing streaming full time as a way to supplement some income, or are you wanting to like use streaming to help come up with content for YouTube and maybe make income that way? What is your plan here?
Well, my plan is to kind of just I just want to run with Keybindgaming as long as I can. Kind of just got tired of that 9 to 5 grind, and I just decided to not work until maybe next year if I have to. But I'm really hoping that I can run with YouTube and Twitch and just try to make something out of it, because like, I'm gonna be honest, I've had so much fun for the past month. I didn't think it was gonna be that much fun, and I think it's been in part to thanks to the Ashes Alpha.
Yeah. Oh man.
And so I just hope I can. I just hope I can continue this.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Low Cover just let us know the servers are going down for a few minutes as they do some updates to it. I know that this is the final stretch. And how did you get into Alpha 1, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, I was playing Final Fantasy. And,
yes.
And then I just randomly saw that they were doing the first testing weekend, about a month ago. And I just thought, you know what? I want to try that. So I just like, fuck it. I'll just buy in. You get a bunch of game time anyway, and like, just fuck it.
Yeah.
That's all I thought.
Nice. And I know that there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't know if Alpha 1 is worth it necessarily. But yes, on Sunday they are bringing it down, but there will be spot testing, I believe.
Yep.
All the way till Alpha 2, they're gonna be doing spot tests here and there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. We are the host of the Golden Feather. We haven't been streaming Ashes of Creation this current time because when they go live with the servers, it's just Vertec is currently in a position where he just works a lot, and Thursday nights are Critical Role night for me. I'm kind of a critter. Sorry if anybody out there is against Critical Role. I don't care. I love it. It's my like. I don't know what you call it. It's some people, they go out and they go to bars. I watch Critical Role on my couch at home in my PJs. Like, that's what I do. And yeah, so yeah, I love Matt. Yeah, it's my guilty pleasure. Thank you. I love Matt Mercer too, but I really loved Abria. Abria is my inspiration for DMing, I think, at the moment. But we plan on streaming a lot more. We were hoping that Ashes was going to be kind of more consistently up. They have been pretty consistent, but I think A2, Vertec, I believe you mentioned this to me before. A2 is when it's going to be more so like up 24/7.
Yeah, they've called that the persistent alpha. So that's when they're going to try and keep it up a lot more and not be so sporadic, and like, we're not even sporadic because it's been at planned times, but not so much downtime, put it that way. And we're definitely going to be streaming a lot more for Alpha 2 for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yay, Reluctant, we'd love to have you. Sorry.
Yeah, we're both kind of fitting into new jobs still. We've only been at them for a year, so we're still kind of in the newbie phase.
I've been at mine for almost 6 months.
Yeah, new area, actually we just moved again, so we've been really busy with all that stuff. But Alpha 2, we're gonna be hitting the ground running.
Yeah, but in terms of what our content is, as I accidentally surprised Keybind with this information, but our podcast is centered around finding lovers of Ashes of Creation, be it a content creator, a big fan, a art or community creation creator, things like that. So we want to bring you guys onto our podcast. We want to interview you, let our community get to know you better, and see what kind of content you plan on making. So that way we can better point people towards the right people. If they're looking for somebody who does lore, we got a person for that. If we're looking for somebody who's a hype man, we got a person for that, things like that. So we just kind of want to get to understand who you are as a content creator, in this specific case, Keybind, and what kind of made you enjoy Ash as a creation. And, you know, we all are here because of Ashes. So when I'm not working, dad passed, mom moved out. So, you know, got to get down with that bill grind. Ugh. Yeah. I know that one in terms of the bill grind.
Yeah,
but
that's rough.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Mm.
A lot of hardship in this last few years with COVID and everything. So
That's true.
Hopefully there's not like an end to it, because I feel like, and this isn't to be a what do you call it? Somebody who sees the glass as half empty. I see it as half full. I don't see it coming to an end, but I do see a light at the end of the tunnel where this may become like the new flu shots, or the new getting whatever booster shots every few years. Like, this is just a thing that we have to figure out and skirt around. I mean, nobody taught us at all, because none of us in this world thought that we were halting life for literally almost a year. So nobody was prepared for halting life for a year, pretty much, due to an outrageous situation like COVID. So I just want to say, y'all are strong. Y'all made through the last year, and there's vaccinations out, and there's boosters going out for new things coming out constantly. So we're working towards the new norm, and hopefully we'll be able to, you know, get back to normal soon, go to conventions, be able to live life again, not be so scared of everything. But, you know, it'll come around. Oh yeah, our roommate, luckily we didn't get it, but our roommate and her boyfriend got it, and I was just so nervous. I didn't want to leave the room and go past their room the whole entire time, because I was scared of getting it, because I've heard of people that got it and like they were just felt like death.
Yeah, we escaped it somehow, one way or another.
I have no idea how that even happened, to be honest. Living in the same tiny apartment as them. But
yeah, I had a similar experience. My landlord, his girlfriend had COVID, and we were kind of working in the same space for a couple of months, and I didn't catch it, but she was pretty sick. So it's weird.
Oof.
Well, to go back to more fun topics, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
So you want to make a base on an island with a pizza oven, a golden feather tavern, and spies?
Oh, so let's start with the pizza. So yeah, I don't remember how it started exactly, but we came to the conclusion that we desperately needed pizza in the game, and not just pizza for pizza's sake. Pizza with buffs. Like, I want to be in front of that dragon, about to slay that dragon, and I want to have a slice of pizza that gives me a stamina buff or something. And then it kind of evolved into this whole thing where we found an island on the Ashes of Creation world map, or like a section that looks like Italy, and then there's an island there that is kind of looks like the island Palermo is on, and we decided to that's going to be called Pizza Island. And we have gone back and forth on what we're going to call our little pizzeria, and I think we ended on yesterday we came up with Pizzeria.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
That's
nice little play
fantastic.
on words. But I hopped into Keybind's live stream Thursday, yeah? So Wednesday, I think. Goodness, I don't even know what days anymore. But anyway, I hopped in, and
my mind, at least.
he was talking about like wondering if you can make pizza in game, and then I sent him over the link about the oven that they were talking about a while back, and the conversation they had about being able to reheat food to maybe make it last a little longer, kind of like when you reheat something from the
They're
fridge.
making
that
a
you made
microwave
while-
oven. It's fantastic.
It's awesome. But then he came across a quote that somebody had said from Intrepid about the importance of the food is having different buffs for different kinds of food. So we're immediately launching into a conversation on all the different types of pizzas and the type of buffs they might give you and things like that. But then somebody mentioned something about having spies, like a base operation with spies. And yeah, Keybind was like, I don't know about that one. But on that note, Keybind, you are making a guild, yes?
Oh yeah, we are making a guild for Alpha 2, for beta, and for release. We're gonna have the same guild in other games as well, I think. But yeah, so
And it's not
everyone
gonna be
is
Ashes
welcome.
specific.
We're gonna start in Ashes to see how it
Okay.
goes. But everyone is welcome to join my guild. The unique thing about Ashes, or not unique, but what I love is that the raid dragons and dungeons are out, they're open world. So you don't have to limit yourself to a 20 or a 40-man raid group. So like everyone is welcome to my guild. Everyone gets to raid, okay? And so that's just how it is. And I just love that, you know? You don't need to have elitism. You don't need to pick or choose the people that come. Well, obviously, if you act like an asshole, you don't get to come.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's got to be some rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Cardinal rule, don't be a jerk.
exactly.
By the way, since I can just toss this out there, feel free to give our friend over here a follow since he is newer to streaming and everything. There are his links, their little offset things to Twitch chat. But yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
If Steven made a pizzeria, it'd be Little Steven's. And then Dante says, if Paradox made a pizzeria, would it be Papa Jalan's?
Papa Jalan's. Okay.
I love
okay,
it.
I like it.
I was like,
we're gonna
if
have
I
so
could
many
give you
pizza joints. It's
inspiration,
gonna be
I would.
amazing.
It'd be awesome. And I was so like I commented on it like where like Golden Feather somewhere in the world is a tavern that buys these pizzas from the pizzeria and just sells them in the
Yes.
tavern as like tavern food.
The Golden Feather Tavern has to be on Pizza Island. Like
I messaged.
we'll pay you for having it there. Okay, we need it. You're
You could always-
you're
And I
first of many. Okay.
Yes.
And I
there we
think
go.
Reluctant Raven would be Little Stevers.
Little
think.
Stevers.
Yeah, Little Stevers.
Caesars. Oh no! Oh no!
I'm just saying we've got all the pizza brands are going to be selling and marketing out of the tavern.
Oh
so
my
we just need
gosh.
daily deliveries, and
Oh my
we'll be happy to
gosh.
sell it.
Everybody be like specializing in their own thing, you know. So I heard you talking about Alpha 1 when it goes down. You're gonna go back to Final Fantasy, which you're kind of new to, I think you said. But I heard you mention Aloha, who has been a longtime friend of ours. So you're going to be
Yes.
playing Final Fantasy with Aloha and Luki, I believe, as well as some other people in your chat. What are you playing right now in Final Fantasy?
Let me correct you there for just a second. I'll
Okay.
be playing with. I'm going over to a lower server, but I don't know if Luke is playing Final Fantasy.
Okay.
I was playing with her on the alpha though.
Okay.
I'm her biggest simp. So, and
Oh yes.
Didn't she
On
name her
that
guild
note,
like
he's-
Symposium or something?
Symposium. I
Symporium.
love it. Symporium.
Symposium.
He's looking for a cute e-girl, gamer girl,
oh
girlfriend.
no, don't say that. Oh no.
We'll be
Podcast.
filtering applications. Please just stop into our Discord server, and we will create a channel for this.
Oh my god, you guys. But yeah, I'm playing.
It's out there on the internet now.
Oh my god, I'm changing the subject. So I'm playing a bunny girl dragoon.
Oh, I think that's a much better topic. Sam.
Raven's
Say it,
just trying to get that free pie discount.
I know, right? I know. So, Bunny Girl.
Oh, lordy. But
You're
yes,
playing a
pineapple
bunny
on
girl.
pizza, yes. There will always be at least one type of pie with pineapple.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as it's just one, we can agree to that.
Yeah.
It'll be segregated, no worries. It'll be the one sitting right in front of me at all times.
There's
we
like
don't
those...
want any. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We don't want any of that
sorry.
pineapple getting on the other pizzas. Too many complaints and customer service, and it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah. Hey, it's Merg. What's up? Ashes fam in the house. I don't understand why some people think pineapple pizza is bad when there are pizzas with anchovies on. See, thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you. You shot your blasphemer with mouth with pineapple.
Oh, Lowdy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we actually had a whole debate about the whole people having issues with pineapple on pizza when they don't mind having tomatoes on pizza. Tomatoes are considered like a middle line between fruit and veggies. So if you don't mind having tomatoes, why do you mind having pineapple? Also, have you tried pineapple? For those of you that have had the comment of, ew, tomatoes with pineapple, gross. Okay, but have you ever had a white base sauce with chicken, barbecue, and pineapple and bell pepper and like so many other things? Because let me tell you, the sauce base changes a lot of flavor. I used to actually make pizzas for a living, so.
So, Magisto shared a pizza pie on our Discord, and I just dropped the link in our stream. Oh my god! And I think it's pretty innovative, and I'm enjoying it. I might have to try one of those sometime.
Oh, I love it.
I do enjoy pizza on my pineapple.
Oh my gosh! Oh, my heart. Ooh. Yeah, and white garlic sauce. See, low cover understands me. Anyway, enough about me. Back to Keybindgaming. What is your favorite part of Ashes?
Ooh.
Now that you've experienced in-person alpha, but also from what you've heard, a combination between the two, what is either your favorite part or the thing you're looking most forward to?
Well, I would say my favorite thing right now is the PvP, but maybe that's because I'm playing cleric. I don't know. We'll have to revisit that once I play other classes. Yeah.
It's true.
But to be honest, like if I put aside like things that are not that permanent, like cleric being that strong and all that, like the community, we've had a really strong like a core group of people on the EU servers, and even if we don't have enough people online, we just always make the best of it. We've had so many duels and 2v2s and all kinds of fun inside the sieges. It's been great, and I already have an arch nemesis in the game called Ghoulie. Shout out to Ghoulie.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you had a video with a little PvP tournament going on a bridge there, right?
Yeah.
Got interrupted by a siege, but yeah, it was some good stuff going on. I know I would just be a spectator of that one.
Yeah.
I have yet to get up to a level 15 on my own without getting the siege boost, the siege testing boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a grind.
Have a good night, Raven. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it.
Oh, enjoy. Bonfires are always a good thing.
Yeah.
I have fun, and I'm sure it's gonna be great. We have a sim here.
Like
He'll keep us company.
Yeah. Which I haven't seen Sim around in a little while. He's been a busy guy.
Right. I think I was watching his video on Siege today on my stream, actually.
Sim is Sim's a pretty big streamer. He's one of the OG community content creators that we met when we first started doing our podcast. He's really a sweet, awesome person. Planning on doing guides and stuff.
This crazy man, besides being sweet and awesome, like this crazy man went full tilt into the streaming life. Like he did a challenge like 365 days straight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I remember seeing him live.
Didn't
like
take a day off.
Day of blank out of 365. I was like, oh my God, how are you doing this? You're making me exhausted just seeing that you've streamed like almost 300 days straight.
The trauma year.
The trauma year.
Oh man. Just watching you do that, not even like actually being able to get into not even just being able to get into your streams, but seeing your Twitter notifications of like day of blank out of 365. I was just like, oh man, that makes me feel a little exhausted for you. You are now. Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
I'm looking forward to this October with the new something-a-thon that they do every year. You
can do it. You can do it.
No, I can't. I really can't. I'm trying.
Because I'm drawing a blank now that you're struggling. The gaming one.
Yes, the gaming one. Every year they do the charity and fundraising. Yes.
Because I know one of them is Child's Play, but
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. But yes, so Keybind was just yesterday talking about lore on his channel, and I think a little bit today too. And some of the lore that we got was from the charity streams that they do each year around Halloween. And when we hit certain tiers of donations, if you will, then we get lore from their D&D campaign. Because I don't know, Extra Life. Thank you. I don't know if you knew this, but Ashes of Creation stemmed from Stephen Sharif's D&D campaign lore thing he had already. And people that backed like 10 grand got to get a copy of this book for themselves. So I thought that was pretty cool. A little too much money for me, but I thought that was still pretty cool.
Someday if I win the lottery, I'm buying into that level. Just saying.
Yeah. Someday.
So if anybody has a lot of money they wish to give me, I mean, now would be the time.
But Sim did a lot of stuff where he raised a lot of money, and then all of the money that he and the community he has immediately that they raised, they donated on live stream, and Z absolutely murdered the other team that was in their Minecraft building competition. I know, I'm sorry, Raven, super lame. I'm sorry. I'm actually working on the lurk thing, so.
Oh yeah, he was crazy. If you haven't seen that, man, you got to go and check it out. The live stream from
last year. Yeah,
it was something else, man.
Yeah,
it was something else.
A little bit of sabotage. Poor Toast.
Lava you very much.
Yeah. Poor Toast got a little upset because it was like 3:00 in the morning for them, and they do like a 24-hour live stream, so she was very tired and easily a little bit of upset. But yeah, it was very sweet. All in all, they do a lot of fundraising for a local hospital for children, so yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
But enough about that. Let's talk about what the community is chatting about. There's a whole lot on Reddit. Some stuff about combat in Ashes. Some stuff about secondary summoner. So if some summoner has a secondary, or as a secondary, would they have any kind of interesting things that they could pull out and For me, there's one topic that I felt like Firestarter, that's Z's title. I thought I was the nice. And then there is a conversation on why hardcore full loop PvP MMOs fail, which I felt like kind of tied into WildStar a little bit. So feel free to pick out whatever one sounds interesting to you. We'll go that way first. Breaking chest is a little bit of a sabotage. Transporting TNT onto a boat and blowing up their base is straight up.
Oh, damn.
Ouch.
Wait, he did that?
Yeah, they ended up pulling TNT. So basically, the competition was to replicate one of the buildings from Ash's, like that they've shown off in Minecraft. So you had like I think an hour or whatever to build that same thing and replicate it to the best of your ability. And the one that was like super amazing, like they started it off like it's all anything goes. So you can sabotage each other, you can fight each other, like things like that. But they all started off in a secret part of the world. And one of them found the other and brought TNT and just destroyed their building before they were able to get. Actually, I think it was in the middle of them getting reviewed that happened.
Oh, that's evil. That's so evil.
Yeah.
I love it.
We were up at like 5 o'clock Eastern time going, oh my gosh, do you see the drama unfolding on Twitch right now?
Yeah, it was really intense. And again, at that time of the morning, and everybody was up for almost a full day at that point.
Yep.
Like, part of the team got to sleep to take back over in the morning, and it was just...
Yeah, so brutal.
It was
I
so
agree.
tense.
Yeah.
We shrieked a little bit, just saying.
I donated what I could. Our tiny little measly.
Their reactions, my reaction even, but there's
Margaret and Jalon judging it. Yeah,
Maggie.
I agree.
Oh my god, it's burning! It's burning! Oh my god! But
that's good.
Yeah, what were you saying about comparing everything to WildStar?
Not everything, but there's something I put in the notes that says ties to WildStar ? And somebody wrote on Reddit about why hardcore full loop PvP MMOs are failing. And yeah, go ahead.
Isn't it just like it's such a small market group for those kind of games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, isn't that just the thing? Like when your market group is small and it's an MMORPG that you rely on people being in the game, and then people see there's not a lot of people in the game, and then it's kind of just like a death snowball from release, right?
Yeah. That's kind of why I like the way World of Warcraft did a little bit with the RP servers and the PvP servers and having the choice of like, how would you like to do, But I feel like the way that Intrepid is trying to go about it is interesting. I don't really enjoy PvP personally, but that's also because I'm the type of person that will just freak out, face roll, and flail, and just like do all the things, like smash all the numbers, flail like a wild man, screech. Just don't enjoy PvP at all. Just try not to die, and then I end up dying anyway. But I'm a mess when it comes to PvP. I'm so glad nobody hears me PvP because I'm just like, cursing and smashing buttons all over the place and just I lose my cool. Raiding.
So just saying,
can do raiding. PvP freak out.
Go ahead.
No, I was just to say you should stream that. It works great for Luki.
Oh, see, I was gonna say, like, if ever you see Chibi streaming and like some PvP happens and then the stream dies, don't believe chat when she says, "Oh my gosh, my internet fell off." She actually probably kicked the internet connection out, or just shut the computer off. Like, that's probably what happened. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, so I don't have evidence to base this on. But I'm just saying, if it does happen, that's where I would put my money.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
gankers, no. I could see it now. I could see it now.
Yeah, I mean, Vertec has seen my rage in Genshin over not PvP, so just add
amazing.
PvP, it'd be like 10 times crazier.
Yeah, we had some good ideas about like how to punish like griefing in the
Yeah.
game.
I want to hear.
Yeah, like put people in jail.
Ooh.
Like for every player that you kill, you get like 10 minutes in jail, and then once a bounty hunter actually kills you, you get sent to jail for the amount of time that you've killed players until you get killed.
You know, I was actually thinking about something similar to that because UO had something like that too. They had PK jail, where you would just end up in like a small little box and you could not get out until, you know, GAIM came and let you out. That you would not be able to get your character out of there in any way, shape, or form. But
Yeah.
I thought that'd be pretty cool little addition to the bounty hunter system too, is like once people get to a certain amount of corruption, like sure, you can get like 1 rage angst kill or 2 angst kills, whatever, because someone's invading your space or whatever. And you just needed to go and get revenge, like whatever. Everyone needs a revenge kill. But once you get like 4 stacks of corruption, 5 stacks of corruption, if a bounty hunter catches you, good luck. That character's locked up for like a day. You're stuck, man. You may as well have an alt real quick on backup.
Right. I like what the cyber rat says, like, if you get caught, that is. You have to get caught first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
But then
That's true.
that's when corruption does its own thing. So, like, slowly over time, you gain enough corruption because you didn't get caught and you keep doing your evil deeds that you just... A level 1 could probably gank you.
Oh, I think that'd be a bit brutal.
Well, I mean, it's the fall off, right? So the idea is the more corruption you have, the more of a fall off of your damage that you do happens.
Yeah, I think after a while they would try to test, like, I think I'm still strong enough to and they would try to fight somebody and they would die and they would lose stuff and they would say, all right, that's my limit. Turning around now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think that kind of system is probably going to deter a lot of, for example, the grief you see on in World of Warcraft. Like on the PvP servers there, you would like in the early days, you would have high-level people just slaughtering low-level characters that were trying to get to max level. You couldn't do anything. Like rogues, especially, there'll be some real toxic rogue players out there. Holy shit.
Yeah, I've said this once and I will continue to say it. WoW is probably the reason why I absolutely hate PvP, because of that specific area. Regardless of PvP server, RP server, the outlands are PvP enabled and you can't disable it and you just get ganked over and over and over at the respawn, and I just rage quit for like a few hours.
Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, there's something that I keep hearing some people say, and that's also in reference to the combat system. Like Jalon put out a video on it, and a couple other people have even typed it out and put up posts in different places. But like Mazriel posted on Reddit, unpopular opinion: Ash's combat doesn't have to be genre-shaking, amazing, or new. It just has to not suck. Focus should instead be on nodes. And I'm kind of torn on that, to be honest, because the way Jalon put it forward is they should just, you know, forget about doing action combat for now. Maybe come back to it later, but for right now, forget about action combat, because many people will play a tab target game and just be like, oh, it's tab target, but then the rest of the game's amazing and they're okay with it. But with action combat being so easy to get wrong, and you need to be more nimble with it, and it needs to feel more reactive and it needs to feel better. So if you don't get it just right, even if it's unique and it takes some getting used to, as long as it's good, you're okay. But if you don't get it right and it doesn't feel okay after getting used to it, then people are just going to walk away from the game altogether, no matter how good everything else is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that point, but
Yeah.
I'm so
me
torn
too.
because I really like, we would really like to see it come out with some action combat. But what's your take on that?
I think it's pretty decent at this point. I think the crosshair is a little too low, like on the screen, or like the character is too close to the crosshair. So when you need to target things far away, it's very hard. But there's a mage on my server called Mayhem, and he plays in action mode nonstop, and he's good. Like he is out there crushing skulls in action mode.
Nice. Yeah, I think Vertec really liked action mode after they did some tweaks with it. Personally, I didn't like it, but
Yeah, at first I wasn't a fan, but yeah.
The main point that this person I think was making was that they felt like Ashes was trying to appease too many people too fast for kind of little to no benefit, and I guess that's why they're calling it the unpopular opinion. Because honestly, I feel like, I don't know. It's hard for me because we had this conversation with Jalan about how it doesn't have to be ultra realistic in terms of combat, because at what point is it too realistic for a game? At what point does it become a lot of extra work on the people that are doing the animations for combat, where it just, we're focusing too much on the digression of combat and not enough on making sure that the game is fun and to play, because
New World.
Yeah. And like we have things like Guild Wars, we have things like ESO, we have things like World of Warcraft, where it's not completely realistic. You don't have to have like all of the green dots on a person doing a sword swing maneuver to make sure that you have the perfect, most realistic thing. I only bring that up because Sashima did that. But all good. But it's just one of those things where I don't know. I'm just honestly, as long as when I click the thing to do damage, it does damage. That's all I care about. I don't care how it looks. I don't care. Like, I don't necessarily personally see like the floaty thing. The only thing that I noticed was like getting stuck where like my character would still move forward, even if I didn't have W down when I was attacking. And that was a little annoying for me. But in real life, yeah, it makes sense because you're using that momentum, and obviously your body is going to go forward with that momentum. But for me, for what I was trying to do, I wasn't trying to move. I was just trying to sit there and like attack. But yeah, I want to see what you guys think. I feel like I've been talking a lot. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's great. It's great. It's
Don't
great.
give me a monster. I turn into the gremlin.
Yeah, you've seen me on my streams as well. Too much coffee sometimes. But yeah,
there's no such
no,
thing.
like
That's an incorrect statement.
Oh, sorry. But I mean, as I see it, with like the rooted combat and the split body type and action combat versus tab targeting, why make people choose? Why pick? Can't they do both?
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone likes to play free float and someone likes to play rooted combat, then let them play both. And then if someone wants to play action combat or tab, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be too hard to kind of work at these systems so that they become kind of, good enough to play or feel good, Mm-hmm. And if one person doesn't like one, then just switch to the other. Like I think they might get more out of going with options instead of what other games do. They say, oh no, we want the game to be this way, right? Yeah. And then they force you to play a certain system. So I know it might be a little more extra work, but if they can swing having both systems in, why not? That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a matter of they can only focus on so many things at once because they aren't massive size yet. I mean, they're big for an indie studio, but they're really not huge as of yet. So it's kind of like a focus issue.
Yeah.
So they're still building out their combat system on all fronts, both the action and the tab target. They're still building it out. They don't even have that fully fleshed out. And some of the bigger studios out there are even having troubles continually adjusting their battle system that is fully implemented and in place. So while they're currently building up, it'd be nice if they focused on one, moved forward with that, and then built the other one out later, I think is where a lot of people are looking at. And I'm starting to see that light.
Yeah, that's where I was going to kind of add on a little bit, is that people are complaining, oh my gosh, they're pushing back the timeline again. Okay, but like, look at these core things that you're asking for. If they're going to put in a core thing, where do you think they'd put it in? Alpha. You know, so we obviously have to continue building these core things that you're asking for on top of stuff. And that means that it's going to have a little bit of a pushback on the timeline, which I am not complaining about. I'm fine with that. Honestly, there's been numerous polls across Twitter, Reddit, the forums, like you name it, I've seen it there, about like, which one would you prefer, to come out on time or to come out when it needs to come out, when everything is done? And a lot of people said the second one, like, come out when you're done with it. Like, don't rush it, you know? But that being said, I feel like people need to kind of understand that when you ask for extra core content things, like split options between the two different types of combat you can choose from, that's something that's very core that has to be dealt with at the core level. So yeah, let's catch up on chat a little bit, because there's a lot of conversation. That's really good points. So I'll let Vertec and Keybind, if there's anything that somebody said that you want to respond to or resonates with you, feel free to shout them out too.
So let's see, what do we got here? Soldier Chris says, you're asking for a crazy amount of work. Trying to balance that kind of system would be insane. I might not agree with that. I mean, I've been doing systems engineering and software engineering for many years, and what I have kind of noticed is that it just takes one good dedicated person to focus on something to keep it going. Not like the entire game, but if you have one person that's really dedicated on just keeping, let's say, action combat smooth and nice, like it would be possible. And then you'd have another person that's focusing on the tab target combat. Although I must admit, I am not a game developer, but I'm gonna say, you know, I have a lot of experience in that field, so I'm gonna say it's. I think it's possible. Yeah. I think it's possible, and yes, it is a lot of work, but definitely doable.
Yeah. Let's see. A lot of the skills of the players and feel the same way. Some little screen shake or something will make it 100 times better. So basically, is it Lolest? Okay. Says essentially that they felt like the impact of the ice dragon during the AoE wave just gives you damage without really feeling like anything is happening. But if there were to be like a small knockback or something, it would make it much better, make it feel a little bit more tangible in terms of an attack. And that they also felt like the player skills reverse do the same thing. You know, the player doing an attack doesn't really seem to have as much substance as other things, you know.
Yeah, I recognize Lalest. He's on my stream a lot. Okay. We actually had this conversation today when I was soloing Frost Dragon.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit. Yeah, it is a little flat, like both in a sense that the AoE kind of just creates this white stripe that travels the ground, and there's not much else going on. You know, it kind of doesn't feel like an actual shockwave, and yeah, it just kind of does damage. Like, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I think it did knockback at the start of the beta. Yeah, I'm not sure, but if you look at the Poison Dragon, he has the same spell, but that one actually offers a knockback, and Lawless is kind of right. Like, it gives you it gives you more like a more sense of urgency to actually try to jump it, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's also like my initial thought on that was also it's a lot of stuff like that piled on is going to give you a kind of an unconscious feeling of meh that you can't really explain unless you take the time to sit there and really look it all over. And if you're just somebody trying out a game and you're experiencing that stuff and you can't really put a finger on it because you're just the random passerby just trying it out, you're never going to be able to explain why it just feels meh. But it's a big piling of those things, like it should have knocked me back. It should have the weapon should have had a slight delay when it hit the enemy, so it looks like it's actually hitting them and then passing by. Like all those little tiny effects that just don't happen.
Yeah,
that maybe
fair.
should.
Cicada says root motion animations aren't necessarily suitable for split body controllers. Animation needs to be designed for either one or the other, or else they're bad for both. And Cicada is actually an animation controller engineer, and I guess works on that kind of tasks in general. And I think that's kind of an interesting perspective, is that, you know, the way that something should react when you're doing one kind of combat versus another, I think would be very different. Like you said, the slight delay when your sword hits the enemy might look slightly different from one kind of attack versus another, or the way that that weapon swing acts for one versus the other, like being moved forward slightly or not being moved forward slightly is dependent on that. And Vale Mist Warden says, I'd like to see them leave in the weighted attacks for heavy weapons and split attacks for the light weapons.
I could see that.
Really?
I could see that.
Yeah.
Be an interesting approach.
Yeah, I agree. I was
Yeah,
just going to say,
actually.
Vale, I'm going to leave your other comment on the Final Fantasy 14 one character can do it all feature as a thing to pick up on later. I like that, but I want to continue like wrapping up this specific thing. Hi, Gil. Also, by the way, hello everybody that came over from Keybind. Thank you for showing him support on our channel. We appreciate that and giving us your viewership. You know, being awesome peeps. So, Dante says, would you have a good game with all of its systems intact, but a kind of mediocre combat like Skyrim, or a game with most of its systems incomplete or missing, but with great combat like Cyberpunk? He says, weird comparison, I know, but the only example that comes to mind.
Definitely
I
take the
think
not Cyberpunk route.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. I think some people would prefer one way and some people would prefer other. PvEers probably wouldn't care maybe that much about the combat and roleplay people, but PvPers would be like, fix the combat.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And personally, I feel like it really depends on your playstyle. Like you just mentioned, when you're in PvP, it acts a whole other way than when you're fighting PvE. There's certain things that happens in Genshin where, like, when your character gets knocked back, I get frustrated sometimes because it takes them so long to get back up from being knocked back, or when they die, they took so long to switch over to the next character that I get a little bit frustrated from it, because it's just like, why is this taking so long? If there's valuable combat time that's happening. So it's just, I don't know, but you know, me and my little ragey saltiness over here.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like root motion was driving me crazy. I literally asked for a refund on New World because of that. Like,
oh man,
like it was so slow. It's like you could have done like 3 actions in the time that it took to swing one weapon. It just bothered me somehow.
I feel like this is pretty much wrapped up for the topic, so I might pop back up here to Vale Mist Warden, who said, I really hope Ashes adopts the Final Fantasy 14 your one character can do it all feature. It's much better for the community and would still give weight to your decisions in the horizontal progressional choices.
I want to say that I started off really agreeing with that and really wishing that they would do that, but I can totally see the point that they're trying to go with by making you stick to your primary archetype with each individual character. I mean, honestly, it's been the traditional approach, so it's not going to be like outlandish to go ahead and stick with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it also reinforces your decisions matter aspect. And plus, for those who are wishing to do some kind of like espionage and like foiling other groups' plans with like node attacks and all these guild wars and all the purposeful PvP, it gives them a much easier way to get onto their alt for a little while. It's just you only play this character for a certain amount of time-ish.
Yeah.
And then they leave. Where do they go? Oh, offline. AKA they're on the other character, playing for just as long. But they're like infiltrating an enemy guild that also happens to control a metropolis as well. So they own a castle and a metropolis, and now there's two different PvP points that they can totally help sabotage. Things like that. Playing the political games.
If you do it properly, you have 2 accounts.
Yeah, right?
Goodness.
Yeah, we had a little discussion about that, and I'm on the fence on that one, on the whole spy thing. It's I mean, of course, it's something that happens, in real life, and Steven has been adamant about, wanting to have this game very, like all political, social aspects be in the game. But I think I'm gonna pass on the spy thing to start with.
Well, see, me, I would love to be able to do that. I really, really would, but I have this problem. See, I'm a terrible liar. If I'm making up a story in good faith and just having fun, like, hey, yeah, we totally blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, Cry. Thank you so much for stopping by and bringing so many friends. It's much appreciated. Much appreciated.
That's
but
exactly
yeah, don't
what
say
a
it's
spy
exactly
would
what a
say.
spy would say. Yeah, I can make up a good story in good faith, but I can't lie for serious, and I would get in voice chat. That's why I never did the whole like play like I'm a girl on a character just to get free stuff thing.
Oh my god.
I never did that because I would not be able to fake it at all. I wouldn't be able to.
Well, now you have a wife.
Yeah, you can get all the free stuff for us. Go.
Just
go,
like, honey, come pretend to be me real quick.
So I think Luki can give you some pointers.
Actually,
go.
I'm
She's the
hoping
queen of free stuff.
I'm hoping to reach out to her at some point because we've only recently caught wind of Luki, and it would be nice to get her thoughts and opinions. And I've seen that she's been making a lot of content lately too. Fake it till you make it, Vertec. Don't let the dreams be dreams.
I'll do it.
Oh my gosh.
Your encouragement it's gotten through. It's gotten through.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
make it happen now.
That's actually the ghoulie. That's my arch nemesis on you that I talked about earlier.
Hello, Goodly. Every time he says arch nemesis, I keep getting the one character from Genshin who is like everybody is her arch nemesis essentially. I will have revenge.
Oh yeah.
I will take
I'll
vengeance.
get my revenge.
By the way, Keybind, my man out there helping make the game better, right? Fun fact, Genshin Impact is root motion. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. And see, like that was actually the comment that I was making to somebody else. Is like, I actually am the last person that should be commenting on what kind of combat style I want, because for one, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. All I know is, hey, when I swing, my character is moving constantly, and I'm not really sure how to feel about that. I mean, for some of the characters, that gets a little annoying, but there's a thing where you can click multiple times and then click and hold down, and it does 2 different things. But I've played so many games where I'm just like, yeah, this feels good. This feels fine with me. I'm okay with this. I'm hitting things. They're dying. That's all I care about. Is the thing I'm hitting taking damage? Cool. That's all I need.
That's all I need. But yes, I mean, it's definitely root motion, but it's not quite as in your face. It's like saying that curbs are actually walls. So I mean, if you look at definitions and whatnot, they kind of are. Just they're small walls.
Is the speed of the combat. Yeah, I guess that could change too. Is how fast your character is swinging, or how slow your character is swinging.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Right. So
Yeah, exactly.
Cicada says root motion means your character receives movement from the root bone of the animation. Interesting.
Yeah, I actually have been learning a lot because I've been considering trying to do VTubing here lately, and I've learned that your 3D model has a root, like skeleton. So that's kind of interesting to me. Because a lot of the, like to me, all that 3D VTubing is taking a character like from Genshin and putting it into a thing where you can just use a face camera capture thing and make it so that when you blink, it blinks. When you smile, it smiles. I was just like, that's kind of interesting. Just because like initially, before I went into software, I was trying to do video game design art stuff. So seeing the back end of like some games and being so similar to like the 3D like VTubing stuff, I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, it's difficult though. Maybe not difficult, but I tried it at some point. And it did not turn out like I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say that. I'm not going to get into details, but it was very creepy.
The good efforts turned out a nightmare, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was trying to edit my model because the way that they made my smile looked really creepy. And then I ended up on like the inside of the skull, and that was just terrifying. I don't want to go back there.
Oh my God. I actually want to make a little point for a little argument for why we should actually do split body combat first. Like if they should focus on anything. We were talking about this the other day, and I don't think root motion would be good for esports. And I think that the PvP in Ashes has the potential to have some esport aspects to it, like PvP arenas, maybe even timed dungeon runs. And I think that root motion is not gonna be as fun to watch in that aspect, and not as fun to play on the PvP side. And I think an esport is something like being able to do an esport out of Ashes is something that would actually propel the game higher in like ratings, as in people want to play it more.
I don't know enough about esports to comment on that, but Cicada.
I just know I typically
commented.
don't place well in them.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the I would be interested in timed dungeon runs because that is something I'm interested in. But unfortunately, I believe Ashes has open world dungeons, so that would kind of make it a little difficult. Although that could be a form of PvP, is slaughter everything and everyone just to try to finish the dungeon.
Yeah. Well, they could probably hook that up though. Like,
True.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking because I used to watch all this from WoW, right? And I think the mythic dungeon runs and like world first.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of views. Like it gets a lot of attention. People watch that a lot. The arena fights don't get that much attention, but for someone that really likes like, yeah. But for someone that likes like really complex PvP, I love watching it. It tickles my brain, you know. But I think for like timed dungeon runs, I really want to see that in Ashes because I think it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to play at, and yeah.
Dolium says all I care about is the combat being fun as far as control goes. Locked animations are fine for certain abilities as long as they can make sense, but movement in general should be split body. I would say ratio of 80% of attack and abilities that can be cast while moving should be split body, with 20% having locked animations. I think it'd be a good balance. Pardon me.
Yeah, I mean, something like that would make sense to me. Like, I don't expect everything to be able to just run and gun the entire time without pausing, without an attack making you move in a certain direction or stopping you from moving or whatever, because, you know, inertia and all that stuff, like, make it feel a little bit more alive. But
yeah,
definitely somewhere in the middle ground would be great for me.
A good example of that is actually the spear that clerics have. When you like, you can use the whip because it's kind of like a lightweight weapon. But once you actually cast the spear, it slows you down a little bit as you're running. So there's a little wind up to it because you have to summon it in your hand. I don't know. So it's I would probably be okay with that as well. You know.
I'm gonna let chat continue chatting about their opinions on stuff. I like seeing your guys' diverse opinions. I like seeing Lolist want basically Genshin type of combat in Ashes, but also Soul Reaver wanting something more active, like rolling to dodge, blocking, parry, stuff like that. My only thing is, I feel like with Genshin, you're kind of correct, but also kind of not correct. With the spear users of Genshin, you have to click a lot for each attack. And if you don't click, they don't attack. So it's not like hit a button and watch them do all the work, essentially. You're still doing a lot of work, and it's about timing and stuff like that. But I feel like that's more like where other things come into play, like what skill you're using and getting out of the way in time, etc. But yeah, I get what you're saying completely. There's some where if you press and hold it, they go through a series of attacks where they do like 5 swings or something like that. So I completely get it. But going back to the conversation about World First, u/ChrisClear 22 posted 3 days ago on the Reddit for Ashes of Creation that they think it would be cool to have newsletters or newspapers in Ashes with it'd be like an automatically generated one populated with achievements like who hit what level first, so-and-so discovered a rare item while killing mobs, this player learned a recipe so he's not able to craft a certain thing, or now able to craft a certain thing, and that there could be a section for posting for jobs, like looking for somebody who does whatever for X amount of healing potions for the upcoming raid, etc. Although I think they're talking about making a Ashes of Creation cookbook for real life. I think that'd be kind of fun. But that sounds cool. I hope you'd have to go to a location in game to read it. That would be cool too. Or something kind of like BDO when you first pop in and it like pops up on the screen, has like the daily newspaper when you first log in, but you could always go back to like maybe your freehold and find it or something.
Well, yeah, honestly, it'd be neat if some of the NPC type taverns had just like a newsboy or like news kids running around, or just a newsstand you could walk up and click on it and it would just give you highlights of all the cool stuff that's happened.
Town crier.
Like, yeah. Like like the person who died the most, people who cooked the most pies that day or something. Like have a list of like 1,000 potential stats it could drop out, and every day it drops out like 20.
Yeah.
So you might not get the same stat like twice in a week or something.
Yeah.
So it'd always be interesting to see what it's reporting.
Yeah. Also, don't mind that person. He was a con artist anyway.
Yeah.
So annoyed of these
followers. Yeah.
Yeah, so annoyed at these people trying to be like, you want to buy followers? I'm like, yes, yeah. I'm totally in it for buying followers. I'm trying to be the #1 streamer ever.
Try to get rich.
Also, I love how they actually price the followers way too low.
Yeah.
Like as a nerd, server admin, I know that you could never sell it that low and make a profit. I actually checked out their websites at some point.
Nice.
Because I was having these guys post on my chat all the time, and I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. That's way
is
too
this even
low.
real, or is it full tilt scam?
Vale, I like that idea. Yeah, full tilt fake. Vale Miss Warren says it would be fun to have the top speed runtime told to you when you enter a dungeon. So like a group was able to complete this dungeon in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It kind of gives you something for the competitive people to try to, maybe that'll clear out whenever the AI learns new behaviors from the PCs and kind of adjust its AI a little.
Yeah. And I would say also, like, I'm right there with Lawlist. Yeah, want to agree that they should at least keep esports in mind. Like it might make it to an esport. Like it might be popular enough or feel good enough or whatever. Like the stars might align in a way to where it'll become an esport thing. So
yeah.
I guess just keeping in mind it might go there.
Cicada, if it takes you 94 hours to kill 100 bears, something is wrong with your combat.
It might be that 2,000 bears were released, and so that person had to grind for 94 hours to kill all 2,000 bears.
Just start
It's been
laying
known
out
to
the
happen.
AoEs.
Oh, I still have bear PTSD from the first testing weekend of Alpha.
Whoops, my bad. Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead to the news because we've been live for an hour at this point, and I know it's ultimately late for you compared to us. So
I'm fine, actually.
okay. Well, I did kind of want to touch that Alpha 1 ends on Sunday. They were very nice and extended it a little bit for us to Sunday. They have a new dev discussion out with the getting an idea for a new player experience and the new player's point of view. What kind of thing that you think you should see when you get into Vera. It says you step through the divine gateway. What should your welcome to Vera look like? So tell us your ideal new player experience. And also they have a link to go share your opinion. So make sure you go do that. But Keybind, what do you think?
I imagine if I'm stepping through the divine portal created by the goddess of creation, coming from Sanctus, this place where there's no conflict or nothing, I would want to see a horde of undeath and the ancients. just kind of like imagine the dark portal in WoW, but 500 times more mobs. Just an absolute nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think, Bertrand?
I don't know. My ideal scenario popping into the game is for the first time. I think we talked about this before. Like, I think it would be dandy coming from Sanctus, where there was no magic, right? And now on this world, basically every class has some kind of magic worked into their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How does someone who's never dealt with magic before in their life suddenly jump in like, yeah, I'm a cleric. So what do you do as a cleric? I heal people with magic. How'd you figure out how to do that?
Yeah.
Suddenly, you just came through the portal 10 minutes ago.
It sounds like you'd want some kind of
like an introductory,
tutorial,
like, hey,
like this
you're
is how
about
you
to
play your
enter.
class. Yeah.
Yeah, like a little like in between place. Since they're going through magic portals, maybe it takes some time. So, while your body is transporting over, you can get educated on how magic works.
Ooh, you have like this little cinematic that is like a skeleton cinematic. So it's pretty much the same cinematic for most people, except depending on which base archetype you chose, it would alter that cinematic a little bit. So
what if you actually meet the goddess of creation, because it's her portal, right? What if she updates you on what you lost, or like where you came from and what's ahead? That'd be cool.
See, that would be really cool too. See, I like where your head's at.
But I was imagining something like, you are now entering the world of Vera. As you come into this world, you will begin to have magic. And then calling the person by their class, so cleric, your magic will allow you the ability to heal others, like etc. Like just explaining what your magic is able to do, like things like that. Thought that'd be kind of cool. But
give you a minute, like here's how you use it, like actually giving a little bit of a tutorial so that people know how to play their class.
Yeah.
And, you know, eventually, once you master your arts, this is the type of stuff you'll be able to do. And then give them like a sneak peek into max level skills, because that will also get rid of the how will I know I like my class.
Yeah. Talk about the reusability of content. They made multiple videos so far displaying the different skills, right, for each class. So they could take that snippet and they can say, like, this is the name of this skill, and then have the snippet of that skill in action and show you what that skill would do in terms of how that would look and what it does.
Oh my gosh, I just had what I think is an amazing idea, but we'll see.
This is why I love our podcast.
So you know how they're talking about APOC being all the stuff that happened before and during the escape from Vera to Sanctus, right? Like that's what the BR and everything was about. So what if, as an intro to the game, you got dropped immediately into one of the battles right before leaving as your class, and you had to go through like full-on like cinematic battle style, like, come on, get over, guard the gates, blah blah blah, and you had to run in and start working your like max level character. And towards the end of it, whether you win or lose doesn't matter. Maybe you get a bonus piece of gear or something when you start if you win.
You should definitely lose.
Yeah, definitely lose. Well, I mean, they had to leave the planet, so you know.
Yeah.
But and then like you were saying, the goddess of creation explains to you, this is what someone of your chosen abilities or whatever would have done long years past. But
sorry,
magic's
Chad
been.
and I are talking about like anime.
Yeah. But you know, magic's been extinct for a while, and now it's coming back. Now you need to start from the beginning, master your talents, and maybe you'll be as powerful someday. And then you start off as your little level 1, like, oh yeah, now I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But I know what I can do in the future.
That's
It's like
kind of cool. Like almost like a dream that you have going into the portal. Like
an instant dose of motivation to get your butt up to max level, or an instant dose of, I don't like that play style at all. I want to change classes like immediately. You'll know.
See, I feel like that's hard to do. And hear me out. The reason why is because ultimately your secondary archetype is going to immensely change your play style.
Yeah, it's gonna change it. It's gonna change it a good bit, but at least I feel it'll give you at least a decent idea. Like I know it's also going to see. Here's the negative part about doing it like that, though, is that if somebody approaches, say, they like complications in their class, they like really intricate this and that, so they pick something that they've heard is really crazy to do, and then it seems too crazy because they get dove right into max level character with all their skills, blah blah blah. So they might have to kind of like quote unquote dumb it down, like give just the really archetypical core skills. Like for a cleric, you're going to have your heal, you're going to have your mana regen, and you're going to have like maybe 2 or 3 other skills. You're going to have like 5 skills on your bar that you can use that are like core to the class. That might be what they need to do if they were to take that route.
Here's how I imagine that going as a tutorial on how to play your class. You get brought through this like story cinematic thing that's interactive, and you're like following somebody, and they're like, oh, so-and-so's just come back from battle. Quick, use your healing skill to heal them. And it'll like flash your cure skill so that you know which one to click, because obviously you're brand new to the game. You don't know what you're clicking. But then you would click that, it would do the healing skill, and then they would, I'm knocking things off my desk, I'm sorry. They would then, I know, right? They would then be able to like have that feedback of this is how this skill works, one at a time. So like you've healed them, okay, now I need you to smite that enemy or whatever, and the smite skill will pop up. Not that there is a smite skill, it's just the first thing that came to my mind as a skill name. But things like that, where like you're going through different things. Maybe as a tank, it's the one where you grab somebody and pull them towards you. Things like that. Or somebody is running up on us, quick, put up your shield wall, and you click the appropriate thing. So it just something that's kind of interactive that allows you to see what your class is going to be like and how each skill works a little bit. I thought that'd be kind of nice, a little bit less strenuous for like, okay, first off, I'm new to this game. Second off, I don't know what any of these do.
Yeah, like how neat would it be?
That's a good idea.
Something almost like the Spider-Man games did. Like you're approaching a situation, something's gonna happen, and you come to a stop, and like a certain key starts glowing, and time slows down until you click it, and then you hit it, and then time goes back to normal.
Yeah.
Does she have plenty of time to react?
Yeah, and then I kind of
cool.
agree with what Chris says, because I haven't actually said what I think my initial thing is. I feel like as a new player, my initial thing should be a little bit of everything. I feel like there should be a little bit of lore as to what happened and why you got brought here. There should be a little bit of the combat where you're understanding a little bit of your skill initially, something that will walk you through your skills as a new player. Because let's be honest, and I actually recently watched a video about somebody trying something like Fortnite, and she had never played video games before at all. Like, she didn't know basic gamer terms that we know, like health bar and like where to find the mini map and things like that. So there's things that a lot of us gamers grew up with that are very vital things in different games that we are familiar with that she had no idea what to do with at all. She's like, what does that even mean? Like, what's happening? Like, things like that. So coming truly from I've never played an MMORPG before in my life until Ashes, which there are a few of them in our Reddit that are like that. I feel like truly that would be something important. You get the lore, you get combat, you kind of get introduced to what your skills are, what a skill does. Because of magic, you're imbued with these skills. These skills allow you to do these things in your class. Here's what this skill does. Here's what that skill does. Maybe in the little skill thing before you choose it, it has like a little animation on what the skill does and how you use it, etc. How do you check if you're regular or not? After 5 hours of being in here, you're a regular. Also, welcome, Dalium. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Maybe
Okay.
it's that. I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah, there you
rank.
go.
There you go. Yeah. So, basically, I feel like there should be a little bit of everything, because if you truly are having a brand new player who's never played an MMO before, like some of these kids that are coming into age of playing MMOs, by the time this game comes out in a couple of years, they may not really have the same knowledge that those of us who've been playing World of Warcraft for 15, 20 years at this point might have the knowledge of, it wouldn't be there. So having you can skip through this if you want to, but at least having the lore part there would be, I think, important, Army, but I don't even listen to BTS.
You know what? I think you have a very valid point there. I always think about these games from my perspective as someone who's been playing WoW since Classic.
Mm-hmm.
But then what about the new kids, right? That have no idea. That's actually a great idea. It's a great idea to give people like a really fun and interactive walkthrough. Yeah.
And if you're a veteran player, like, I think it would be kind of cool if you can say like, hey, I'm absolutely new, then they can give you one kind of intro. If you can, like, I've played MMOs before, they can give you a different kind of intro, one that fits more your speed. Like, you don't have to be like, this is your health bar, this is your mini map, this is how you find your skills, things like that. I think it would be kind of nice to have a few different layouts that you can just literally skip through. It's literally a true false statement in the back. If new player, then this. If veteran player, then that.
Yeah. But I kind of agree with you to a point there. So Reaver Chris, like I think that the intros to a game shouldn't necessarily be combat based, but I just think there should be some kind of combat in this one specifically, because you're coming from a complete mundane, no magic existed world into suddenly most classes are magic based, and the ones that aren't magic based still incorporate magic. So it'd be hey, this is going to be really weird to you, so
in a way,
let me explain how magic works. Yeah, exactly. It would be literal lore on the world, coming from a place that isn't anything like this world at all.
Yeah, exactly. Cicada, separation between the mechanics tutorial and lore tutorial.
Yeah, like start with a whole bunch of lore and then get into a little mechanics and then a little bit more lore cinematic, and then you are released through the portal into the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I can already see it in my head. I can't wait to play it.
But yeah, that's essentially what I was saying, is they should have a little bit of both. It shouldn't just be combat or whatever. Yo, you made it.
D2,
Phoenix
you
Fire,
did make it.
welcome in. Unfortunately, we are heading towards the last end of our podcast, but you are here nonetheless.
Mhm.
And somehow you made it in time. So yay. Let's see. Oh, Steven, do you have that one ready? If not, that's okay. We could probably just give them the link and have them go listen to it themselves.
Yeah, let's toss them the link there. Yeah.
Steven, thank you. D2 Phoenix Fire with that sub.
D2.
Appreciate you.
Thank
6
you much.
months.
6
Wow,
months.
that's so long.
It's a long
Jeez,
time to
6
put up
months
with
really
us.
flies by. I saw some people in the chat with like 34 months. I was just like, how did you handle us for that long? Jeez.
Right?
So Steven says, as we wrap up our Alpha 1 testing, we explain what our game plan looks like leading into Alpha 2. However, they want your feedback on this. What are some of the systems you would like to see fleshed out as we continue towards our next milestone? All good. Aw, thank you. Sorry, typos. Text to speech
Thank you.
sometimes
Much
is dumb.
appreciated.
All good. To completely get
Yes,
it.
everything in small doses, especially us. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Once a week, all things in small doses, right? And Jalon actually responded that he would like to see the node system through to stage 6 with unique buildings, all 4 election types, all 8 archetypes, and the upgraded artisan system. Oh, and Vec.
Vec, yes.
To which case, Ashes replied, just the Vec? No love for a Renkai, homies?
Nope. That's fine.
No love. Oh. But yeah, so make sure to go respond there. I'm sure they have something up, but Steven has a little bit of a verbal, like, there's a video there. If you put the audio on, Steven's actually talking with the video about plans that they have for going towards Alpha 2, which includes a lot of spot testing, possibly between then and now. And the fact that just like Alpha 1 people were able to get into testing a little earlier than Alpha 1, Alpha 2 people will also be able to get into the testing a little bit earlier than Alpha 2. The testing right before going into like the pre-Alpha 2 testing, like we had pre-Alpha 1 testing.
Yeah, pre-Alpha 2.
Pre-Alpha 2.
A whole different phase in life.
Yeah. We did not get a update on what the time frame is looking like, but I feel like that's better and to be determined. I think it's better that it is to be determined, because taking it slowly, understanding what your time limit is, being able to actually commit to the time limit, those are all things that I think Intrepid is working very hard to get down to a T.
Yeah, let them worry about getting everything taken care of as they need to get it taken care of, rather than worrying about getting it taken care of within a timeline that they promised. Just get it done as it's able to be done, and then give us a timeline when it's going to be ready.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So, some fun stuff? Yeah?
Yeah.
I have some images that are pretty cool.
Okay, let's see them.
Pretty
I know that there was
Let's
this
do it.
one thing I really want to buy.
There's this thing here.
Uh-oh. They'll be able to do things much more efficiently in the office too. Yeah, exactly, Vale, because they've been away for so long. Apolux, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
So somebody else is making a new comic, and this one's called Mashes of Creation by Crow3. They posted it up on the forums.
Nice.
And it kind of falls in line with the testing that you were talking about, and we need testers to test. because it says number 1, episode number 1, day 1, meet Brad. Don't be Brad. Brad pops into an existence, and there's basically Steven explaining, hey, welcome to Matches of Creation. Remember, this is Alpha 1 testing. We aren't testing anything, just basics, not testing content. And little Brad goes, yeah, got it. Don't do this, don't do that, just this, just basics, no content. Got it. And he starts complaining about content, and the first checkbox to be checked is, mobs die when attacked? Yes. They don't slay Brad. Because you weren't testing what they needed tested.
That's a
You gotta
good one.
focus. You
That's
gotta
a good
focus.
That's cute.
So they tested what they needed tested, you know?
Yep.
Using Brad as that their guinea pig. And the other one is by another favorite of mine, Ravuda. Ravuda puts out some
Ravuda.
super nifty
I think-
stuff.
I think you should say a favorite of ours. I like.
Well, I was
Ravuda
going to let
stuff,
you
too.
pop that in.
Oh,
So
me
the
pop that
newest
in.
edition.
Oh,
The
man.
newest edition actually is
Nice.
something pretty darn spiffy that I think a lot of people would actually get use out of. And that is, let me actually make an adjustment here so I
I
can
don't
actually
even
see the whole
have the
thing.
link to pop anything in.
Oh, I dropped it into the chat already.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well-
there. It's there.
What am
I
I,
just
popping
need
in
to,
then? I'm confused.
Oh,
Huh?
damn.
You said you were gonna let me pop that in, and I was just a little confused by
Pop
what
in
I was
your
popping in.
input. Your
Oh,
input.
okay. I was so confused. I'm sorry.
Just your input. That's all.
I love it. It feels very D&D. Yes, I am 100% for this. For those of you that don't know, tomorrow I am starting a brand new
There we go.
campaign of Candlekeep mysteries with an in-person group, and this I am completely here for it. Actually, Virtek and I, we play D&D on Mondays on my stream. With our little group of friends online, so you guys can see everything. But I'm super excited for this. But this is lovely. Look at this. There's like
Yeah,
a little
Ashes of
equipment
Creation themed
tab.
character sheet, like full on character sheet. I love this.
I am 1000% here for it. Back with some food, just in time to understand the Brad meme that will
Yeah.
appear in the community in a few years. Yes, exactly.
Don't be
Lolas.
Brad. Don't be Brad.
Don't be Brad.
Yeah.
I like the survival check, the sleight of hand, the stealth with the dex. Everything. I'm absolutely here for this. Actually, I wanted to get your guys' opinion. Go ahead.
No, I just said it looks great.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to get you chat. I wanted to get your guys' opinion. Vertek and I and Keybind were chatting before stream, and for those of you that have hung around a little while, I just noted that there was a community campaign, and I was thinking of having the campaign goal be maybe an Ashes of Creation people stream. So maybe we do a one shot in D&D with either content creators and supporters, a mixture therein, or if you want to, we were thinking of maybe adding a thing where by contributing X amount, you get to choose somebody to join in on said one shot kind of thing. So let us know what you think about that. Trying to make it a little bit more interactive for y'all here. I want to see an amazing way to start a game. If you all want to see an amazing way to start a game, watch any of the first few minutes of any Red Dead series. Sorry to go back. Was AFK for a sec. All good, Soul Reaver. Can I pick myself? Yes, you can, Dante. You absolutely can. You can choose to enter it for yourself or choose a streamer content creator that you would like to see.
Very talented.
I'm a content
poster.
creator. I create content. Hey, shit posters are needed. They keep the laughs coming.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, I think this would be really cool. And who knows, maybe we can ask Ravuda to chip in on this by making us some pre-mades based off of their D&D adventure for Vera.
Bum, bum, bum.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, we love getting you guys, the community, involved any way that we can. from having community made audio in the back of our podcast, which I have an exciting announcement to make after we finally named the freaking song. I don't know if you liked either of the ideas I sent you, Vertec, but
I was working. I haven't had a chance to look at it
okay,
yet.
all good. But I think we need to get that back to him soon. It's kind of been a couple of weeks, and I feel bad. Yeah, time flies, doesn't it? But yeah, so we want everything to be from you guys, because we are about you guys. We're about the community. We're about the people that support Ashes of Creation, that make the content about Ashes of Creation. And we want to include you guys as much as possible, be it our overlay, be it our guest, be it our friends. We think of you guys as an amazing community of friends that we've made. And yeah, I met that guy in the Kickstarter, and now we're married, and it's just amazing how much Ashes has changed our lives. I wouldn't have guessed.
Bananas.
All because of a freaking Kickstarter.
Yeah, right?
It's crazy, honestly. But
boy,
okay, I'll stop being sappy. We'll go back.
You guys are so cute.
Well, I think Jalon calls us the heart and soul, and everybody calls me the heart because I get sappy easy. So that escalated quickly. All right. To go back to cool shit to do with Ashes and not being sappy, this awesome creator, who is Jackalus Gamer, made a RBG lamp with the Ashes logo on it, and we are waiting in line to buy this RBG lamp because it looks amazing. It's
Wait,
so
you
pretty.
can buy one?
No, we decided that we are waiting in line to buy it.
Yeah, if we could. Yeah.
Oh, then I'm waiting as well.
Yeah, see, I tagged him in his thing, and I said waiting for these to hit the market so we can get one in each office, and he ended up liking it.
There we go.
But
that
yeah,
thing,
he never
right
said
there.
he was gonna put it on the market. We just said, hey, if this is on the market, we will get it. But yeah, it is Jackalus Gamer on Twitter. And if you guys follow us on Twitter, we have the quote retweet if you want to see the photos that he took of the behind the scenes of him putting the wiring and stuff together. And it looks so freaking pretty, dude. I love it. I want one. It kind of looks like a heart, especially when it goes towards the pink and the red color. It looks a little bit like a heart. You guys are the heart and soul. Jalon's the brains, and I'm the tonsil.
Nice.
I am dead. Oh man.
Dante, never change. Never change, ever.
Never change. Dante is the kind of friend that will stab you in the back and then give you the loot he stole from you.
So the best kind.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I love Dante so much. He's such a amazing shit poster.
I could just see it. Hey, that was fun. Oh, here's your stuff back, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what are we gonna do now?
You know what? I imagine Dante being the rogue that has a conscience because you're their friend, not because stealing is bad, but because they stole from their friend. So hey, I stole, but you should probably here you go. You can have it back now, but I'm not gonna give back the other things I stole from the
just practicing.
Friends.
Yeah, just practicing. That's all.
I mean, you're not wrong. See. After 2 years, I better know some people in this community. Jeez, what am I doing wrong if I don't?
Right.
But
Alrighty, well it's probably about time to. Oh,
yeah.
You want to say something? What were you about to say, sir?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I agree with the community. It actually took me by surprise how many awesome people are playing this game or just interested in playing the game. So shout out to all the people that have been on my stream and just on the Tenok server, making things fun even when there's almost no one online. It's been amazing.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
agree. And I saw a couple people pop into your thing like, where's the people streaming Ashes of Creation? And you're like, it's not really up right now. But hey, I got 30 people in my thing despite Ashes not actually being up, which congrats on that also.
Yeah, just read some lore.
Yeah, read some
There
lore.
you go. There you go.
Or,
That's what I'll do. I'll
as
start
one
pulling
person
out
put
all the
it-
lore and just reading it in a dramatic voice.
Oh
That'll be my
gosh.
stream.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm doing every Tuesday from now until Alpha 2.
Oh my gosh.
I'm lying through my teeth. I'm not doing that.
You know what? I might do that. Guys. I'm not lying through my teeth. I might actually do that.
Instead of Taco Tuesday, it's Lore Tuesday.
The Talco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesdays.
Talco Tuesdays.
Talk of the Tuesdays. Oh man. All right.
So we're getting
Enough
silly
of the
now.
dad puns.
But it's about that time, I think.
Yeah.
Well-
Yeah, I think so.
Mr. Keybind, sir, our great and
Yes.
glorious guest. Do you have any fancy, nifty, or interesting parting words for everybody? Anywhere you want to send them? Your social medias? Your whatever? Heartfelt goodbyes?
Yeah, so just you can find me as Keybindgaming on pretty much everything. Just Keybindgaming as one word. And I'd like to thank you guys for having me on. You're amazing.
Aw.
It's been really fun. And,
Thank you for reaching out to me. I'm so glad you did too. Raid
Yeah,
Zillin?
yeah,
Oh, we have
appreciate
to. We have to raid Zillin.
Oh, Zillen's going, yeah. yeah.
He's playing Raid Shadow Legends in
With 10
Ashes.
men.
Oh no, they have the Ashes tag on it. So Dante wants us to raid him so he can go call him out on it.
Let's do it.
When you
Let's do
stream
it.
in the wrong category, you get trolled
Womp,
by
womp, womp.
Dante. Just remember that for those of you that stream. Don't stream in the wrong category. Dante will get you.
Indeed.
Shall we get the Zillin?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that lined up. But
Zillin's one of my faves.
thank you,
So,
everybody, for stopping in.
Wait,
Thank you for
one
spending
last
your
thing.
time with us.
I just have to
Yeah.
say one last thing.
Oh.
Steven, pizza with buffs. Okay.
I will. I see your
Ashes
pizza.
of pizza. Hashtag ashes of pizza. Okay.
I see your
There you go.
ashes of pizza, and I raise you one. Steven, go do a one-on-one with Keybind and let Keybind ask you some questions. I'm interested in seeing how these go.
I would love that. I would love that.
All right, here is the raid, getting it ready. Let's go Pog Zillin.
All right,
And
everyone, have a
Keybind,
happy
thank
day.
you for
Here we
joining
go.
us. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
See ya. We'll be back next Friday, same time,
Bye-bye.
same place.